Mehdi Hasan sits down with Zohran Mamdani, the young progressive shaking up New York politics. From receiving death threats and facing Islamophobia to being attacked by Trump and Cuomo, Mamdani isn't backing down. He's challenging the establishment with bold ideas on housing, childcare, and justice. In this video, we'll break down the key moments from their discussion, the heated exchanges, the powerful statements, and what they reveal about politics today.
A lot of hate came with the love, especially from the moment you win. A lot of conservatives went crazy. The reactions were insane. I don't know if you ever watched Will and Grace growing up.
Yeah.
I did. Deborah Messing is kind of nuts now. And she said, she accused you of celebrating 9/11. You were 9 years old on 9/11. I'm not sure if you were celebrating at 9. The late Charlie Kirk called you a Muslim Maoist. One Republican congressman called for you to be deported. Another said you were going to set up a caliphate in New York. Another, Marjorie Taylor Greene, tweeted out an AI image of the Statue of Liberty covered in a burqa. What was it like for you and your family to have to deal with that kind of hate, anti-Muslim bigotry? How much security do you have now? People keep asking me, is he safe?
I'm safe, and it's been quite heartwarming to receive the number of messages just inquiring about that, and I'm lucky in that I have protection from the NYPD at all times of the day. And yet I also know that these threats are a very real fact of life over these last few months, and even before then, frankly. But what we've seen since the election, I mean, to have an actress of a show that I used to watch accuse me as a child of celebrating 9/11, it's not simply absurd, it's also just deeply saddening to see where the discourse has reached in this country and the way in which Islamophobia has been normalized.
Yep.
And to see, not just calls for deportation from congresspeople whose names I didn't know before, but to have the president of this country openly question whether I should be detained or deported or arrested. It speaks to the ways in which not only are so many of the Republican Party's biggest names terrified of my candidacy by virtue of my identity or ideology, but frankly the most scary thing for them is the prospect that we in fact deliver on the very agenda which many of them shared when they spoke about lowering the cost of living. And that contrast is what scares them the most.
Listening to this really makes you stop and think. Mamdani isn't just facing political opposition, he's facing attacks on his very identity, his religion, and his humanity. People have spread lies saying he celebrated September 11th, and some public figures have even questioned whether he should be deported or arrested. Imagine carrying that weight while trying to run for office. Yet, what's remarkable is how he handles it, with calm, dignity, and resilience. He doesn't lash out. He doesn't let the hate define him. Instead, he stays focused on the work, on fighting for justice, equality, and fairness for everyone. Moments like this show the personal toll of Islamophobia and prejudice, and how much courage it takes to stay true to yourself and keep pushing forward. It's both heartbreaking and inspiring, and it really makes you reflect on the kind of strength leaders like Mamdani need to face every single day.
Last week, a Texas man was arraigned on a 22-count indictment for aggravated harassment, making terroristic threats against you. He allegedly told you to go back to Uganda and said, "I'd love to see an IDF bullet go through your skull," in a written message. He also left a disturbing voicemail for you, which I think we can play part of if we can play that clip.
"Hey, Zohran, you should go back to Uganda before we shoot you in the head and get rid of your whole family, too. All right, you piece of Muslims don't belong here. You're not compatible with our Western values, so stop doing your anti-Semitic rhetoric. Shut the up and get the out of there."
You Muslims don't belong here. You're not compatible with Western values. That's pretty much what mainstream Republican politicians have been saying about you, without the death threats, but the same Islamophobic rhetoric. What were you thinking when you heard that?
The first thing was a concern for my team.
Yes, Zohran, you have every right to be concerned. In June and July 2025, Mamdani, a rising political figure in New York, was targeted by Jeremy Fistel, a 44-year-old from Texas who left multiple threatening voicemails and messages at his office. The messages included racist and Islamophobic language, calling Mamdani a terrorist and telling him to go back to Uganda, with one warning him to start your car to see what happens. Fistel was arrested in Texas, extradited to New York, and charged with 22 counts, including terroristic threats and aggravated harassment as hate crimes. Released on $30,000 bail after pleading not guilty, he faces up to 15 years in prison if convicted. Mamdani's campaign condemned the threats, highlighting the dangerous climate of political intimidation faced by minority public officials. While the case sparked widespread coverage and discussions about safety, justice, and the rise of hate-driven harassment in American politics.
In our interview last year, you told me that if Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu were to visit New York City, you would arrest him because the ICC has arrest warrants out for him in the International Criminal Court. Is the plan still to arrest Benjamin Netanyahu if he comes to New York City with Donald Trump as his human shield?
We are speaking about someone who is facing a warrant from the International Criminal Court, someone who has perpetrated a genocide of Palestinians for close to 2 years. And every hour for that time period, a Palestinian child has been killed by the Israeli military. And this is something that has shocked the conscience of so many across the city, across this country, across the world. And I hear about it from New Yorkers everywhere. I hear about it when I take the train. I hear about it when I'm walking on the street. I hear about it when I'm speaking about our affordability agenda. And I hear about it because it is an affront to any kind of universal belief in the sanctity of humanity, of justice, of safety. And I also hear about it because there is a deep shame and anger and a horror at the fact that we as Americans are complicit in this politics.
So you as mayor of New York want to hold him to account?
And that is the importance of this city, is to showcase a model of what politics could be and to showcase that we are a city that believes in international law. Now, look, to be clear, I'm going to operate within the bounds of the law. I'm not Donald Trump seeking to create my own, legal system as I make my own decisions. And yet I think it is also important to say that the time of not only tolerating but celebrating Benjamin Netanyahu in this city from those in leading political positions, including the mayor.
Yep.
The time of looking at Benjamin Netanyahu coming to this city and then making military decisions from this city to kill civilians, that time has to come to an end. Because New Yorkers, at the very least, want to bring an end not only to this genocide, but also to the complicity we have in the violation of international law.
Yes, Zohran, you have every right to arrest him. In 2024, the ICC issued an arrest warrant for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu over alleged war crimes in Gaza, including targeting civilians. During a visit to Donald Trump, Netanyahu was asked about the warrant and boldly said he would travel to New York with Trump, dismissing the legal threat.
Zohran Mamdani, Democratic Socialist in the local grid of Israel and of yourself, and has said he would arrest you if you came to New York City if he was mayor. Is that something you take seriously, or are you concerned about that? Do you have a response to that?
No, I'm not concerned about that.
I'll get him out.
So we'll see you in New York next year?
Oh, well, look, I'm going to come there with the President Trump, and we'll see how do you know who the mayor will be? I don't know that. Do we know that?
He's going to be very fine, and who knows, we don't know who the mayor's going to be yet. But this is a communist. He's not a socialist, he's a communist. And he's said some really bad things about Jewish people, and he said some really bad things about a lot of people. And I think he's going through a little bit of a honeymoon right now, but he might make it. But, it all comes through the White House. He needs the money through the White House. He needs a lot. He's going to behave. He'll behave. He better behave. Otherwise, he's going to have big problems.
This unprecedented situation has sparked international debate, with some countries insisting on enforcing the warrant while others ignore it. Critics like Graham Plattner have condemned the actions, saying, "We use our taxpayers' dollars to build schools and hospitals, not bombs to bomb Gaza."
Our taxpayer dollars can build schools and hospitals in America, not bombs to destroy them in Gaza.
Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you think the ICC will actually follow through, or will politics win again? If you found this video insightful, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives like this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.